in today's matchup, we have King Ghidorah versus the Kraken. King Ghidorah stands at right around 500 feet tall, while the Kraken stands at right around 400 to 450 feet tall. Now, in this matchup, King Ghidorah stands on 2 legs and obviously has the wings, and the Kraken stands on all 4 legs, has 4 different legs, very similar to a crab, and King Ghidorah can fly, a very, very important aspect in this fight, can fly and causes a Category 6 hurricane whenever he flies around, has the 2 wings and 3 heads. And the Kraken has the long tentacles, many different tentacles, long tentacles that you see in Clash of the Titans moving all over the place, taking out a bunch of buildings, and has 2 main arms very similar and proportionate to a human. And the main weapons for King Ghidorah in this fight are the gravity beams, the most well-known weapon. There's a bunch of different cases where the gravity beams are used. They're used very quickly and effectively. And the Kraken, as far as really the only weapon that the Kraken has, is a bite force, a very impressive bite force that you actually don't see used in Clash of the Titans, mainly because he doesn't have a actual big foe to go up against. You do see this bite almost used in the movie. You see him clamp down trying to kill Perseus, and you can tell that it is a very massive bite force. And since the Kraken really doesn't have any abilities in Clash of the Titans, really the only one he has is that he can swim. You do see that he is very good in the water. He's trapped under the water, but you see that he can swim, and that is something that King Ghidorah is definitely not good at. But while King Ghidorah is not good in the water, he does have 2 spike tails, which are very deadly. I'm sure we don't see them really used other than to knock down a little light, but these tails just look insanely deadly. They look very similar to the Mega Kaiju, and I'm sure if he had to use them, they would be very deadly. And the main and best ability that King Ghidorah holds in this battle is definitely regeneration. King Ghidorah is literally able to regenerate. We're not completely sure how much King Ghidorah can generate, but you do see his wings regenerating, you see a head regenerate. The fact that he can regenerate this much is absolutely insane, that he can lose a head, lose his wings, maybe lose his tails, and even part of his body, and it can all grow back. We don't know where this ability ends, but it's definitely an insane ability and his best ability in my opinion. And as far as the feats go, King Ghidorah was successfully able to beat Rodan, Mothra, and Godzilla, all of the main titans in that movie, and claim the throne of the King of the Titans, the official king of the monsters in that movie, until Burning Godzilla came along, obviously. But he was able to beat Rodan in a matter of seconds, disintegrate Mothra, drop Godzilla out of the sky. He really is an absolute monster, being able to take out all these kaijus, and feats is undeniably going to him. As far as what the Kraken did, he did not have many feats at all. He took a bite at Perseus, he destroyed part of the city when coming out, and he really didn't do much, but that is the one thing, that he didn't do much, but he also didn't show any weaknesses. So while not having many feats in the movie did not help him, he also didn't show any weaknesses, which definitely helps him in this battle. He was killed by Medusa's head, but every single creature on the planet would have died to Medusa's head. And as far as the rest of the feats for King Ghidorah, he's able to survive the oxygen destroyer, and was able to grow his head back, obviously, from the regeneration. As far as what this comes down to, obviously, if this battle was in the water, I feel the Kraken would have this easily. But in this matchup, I still don't think King Ghidorah would go down easily in the water, but it would definitely be a much different scenario. But in this battle, this is on land. As far as if these two were lined up, I think speed and agility easily goes to King Ghidorah. Just watching the movements alone, King Ghidorah being able to take down Godzilla the way he does, fly through the air, all the ability and movement, all the agility movements seen in Godzilla King of the Monsters, easily beats the little section you see of the Kraken. I definitely do think the ability in the water does go to Kraken, because that would be a major aspect. He is clearly better in the water. He comes from the water, you see him swimming in the water, and King Ghidorah was not doing good in the water in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Obviously, feats go to King Ghidorah because of all the things I just said, being able to take down all the kaijus he did, and the Kraken didn't take down any kaijus. But the arms and tentacles aspect definitely gives the Kraken an advantage in this fight, being able to have those arms to keep King Ghidorah off him, and potentially hold off a couple of the heads at the same time. So while that is to his advantage, I definitely think King Ghidorah has the better attack in this battle with the gravity beams, the tails, being able to fly. He could essentially fly above the Kraken, and the Kraken really couldn't do anything. He could try to reach up to him, try to throw something with those arms, but most likely he would not have much else to do. Unlike a creature like the Mega Kaiju that can actually absorb that energy and send it back, the Kraken could not do that. But I still do think he has the better defense. He has all those legs, all those tentacles, and the 2 arms. He has a lot of things that would really be able to keep the King Ghidorah off him. With all those different tentacles and arms, it would definitely be very useful in keeping King Ghidorah off him and keeping him away from biting down on him, making it as difficult as possible for those heads to bite down on him and do any major damage. But as far as what this battle ultimately comes down to, I feel the winner of this battle comes out of with this last aspect, and that's durability. Now, durability, the Kraken is a creature that even the gods feared in Clash of the Titans, is an absolute monster. It's mentioned that multiple different gods had to team up to try to take the Kraken down and trap him, so he's an absolute force. But King Ghidorah has done so much, it's literally able to regenerate, and so in that little aspect, while the Kraken is obviously very durable, you don't see any scenes of him being attacked, but you don't see any damage on him, other than getting frozen by Medusa, which any creature would. And while this is very close, I have to say, just because of how we've seen King Ghidorah take damage and grow back the head, durability has to go to King Ghidorah, even though I really do think, I don't know how King Ghidorah really be able to get off some major damage against the Kraken. Obviously he has a lot of weapons, a lot of different heads, would try to rip him apart, but that would not be easy. But just because of the feats, and the 3 different heads, the fact that he can fly, I feel like a lot of these aspects are really in King Ghidorah's corner, so I would have to give the win to King Ghidorah in this fight. But as always, let me know down below who you think will win in this matchup, and which fight I should do next. I have a lot of recommendations written down and ready to go that will be coming out in the next coming weeks. But make sure you let me know down below what you thought of this matchup, and thanks for watching.